What's up guys, I am back with part 3 on how to build this modern house, and in this video I plan on doing the landscaping around the building. Okay, so I grabbed some of the blocks we're going to be using. So we're going to start in the front yard, and you're going to want to grab some spruce wood, oak pressure plates, podzol, coarse dirt, cobblestone, diorite, andesite, stone bricks, and gravel. Alright, so I'm going to start by doing the driveway and the walkway, which then leads to the front door. So you want to make sure to grab your spruce wood. We're going to go to the left side of the garage door here and make sure you're lined up with the gray concrete. And we're going to cut out 12 blocks until we delete one of the blocks of the blue concrete or whatever color you used for the shape for the plot size. So I'm going to start here and cut out 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You can then fill in this hole with spruce wood facing upward. Then you could cover up the top of this with oak pressure plates. So it's just going to be a straight line like that. Then we're going to head on over to the front door. Make sure you're lined up with the pillar here in the corner. Switch back to your spruce wood, and we're going to carve out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to go in from the corner of that and cut out 4. Alright, we're going to go in again and cut out 3. Then go in again, cut out 2. Then in one more time and cut out 1. So we did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, you kind of want to curve it, go from the corner of that and cut out 2. And then we're going to go out, cut out 3. Then we have 4 here. And then 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go back in, cut out another 4. We're going to go in, cut out 2. Then we're going to go diagonal from that, from the corner, cut out 1. Then go diagonal from that again, and then cut out 4. Alright, so you should be left with, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. Alright, for the driveway. So it should be 6 spaces wide. You then want to fill in this hole, like all of these holes, with spruce wood facing upward. And then I'll go up above so you could count the blocks if that's a little bit easier, because the top of the spruce wood is really easy to count. So I'll go up above. As you can see, it's really easy to see. You can count the blocks if necessary. Feel free to pause the video if needed. Alright, then I'm going to cover up all of this spruce wood with the oak wood pressure plates. Alright, so now as you can see, we have this shape. We have like a nice walkway and the driveway. So then what we got to do is have a little garden right there at the front middle section of the house to kind of shape out the walkway. Then we're going to cut out all of the grass and the remaining blue concrete and replace it with the little mixture of stone that we have here. But first, let's start shaping out the garden area. So I'm going to start with my spruce wood, and we want to be lined up with this pillar here at the left side. We're going to cut out 2 towards the right, then go diagonal, cut out 1, then go diagonal and cut out another 2, go out 1 more and cut out 3. Alright, you then want to go back in, cut out 2, go back in, cut out 2 more, then go in, cut out 1, and then make sure you're lined up with this pillar, and you could cut out another 2. Then you could fill in these spaces with the spruce wood facing upward. I'll go up above so you could count the blocks. You just want to make sure each side meets up with the pillars here for the middle section of the house. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my oak pressure plates, cover up the tops of this wood. And now we're going to be using our podzol and our coarse dirt. We're going to cut out this shape here. Like I said, this is just the little garden area that we have at the front side. This is actually the only garden area, I think, for like the entire build. I guess if you wanted to, you could have some garden areas at the back side of the house for the backyard if you decide to do it differently from me. But this is like the only, this is like the only garden area that we actually need here at the front. So I'm going to switch to my podzol. I'm going to fill all of this in with a solid layer of this first. Then we're going to go back, cut out a bunch of random spaces and fill it in with coarse dirt to add more texture to the soil, basically, the dirt. So switch to your coarse dirt. Just cut out maybe some patches like this. Doesn't have to be exactly like mine. I would say that's pretty good. Maybe add a little bit. There we go. Maybe one right there, and I would say 1 or 2 more there. So I'm then gonna fill all of this in with coarse dirt. So try to like make 50% of it like coarse dirt, the other 50% podzol. Try to even it out between the two. So I would say that's pretty good. Now we're gonna add like all of our flowers and stuff, but first, before we get to that, let's then finish cutting out the rest of the grass and the blue concrete within this shape for the pathway and the driveway. So as you can see the shape. So it's just like this little round part, and then it leads it to the driveway. So I'm going to cut out all of the dirt within the wooden shape. And I guess I'll, let's see, I need a potion of swiftness. And I don't think we're really going to be using the podzol and the coarse dirt. So I'm just going to switch out one of those, use the potion, and I'm going to cut out all of this dirt and some of this concrete. And then I'll show you exactly which parts I actually cut out. Then we'll start filling it in with all of the stone. Alright guys, I'm just about done cutting out all of the dirt within the shape. And you just want to make sure to cut out an extra 2 spaces right here. Basically like right underneath the doorway. So just those little 2 spaces there. So I'll go up above, you can see exactly what I cut out. So just within that shape. Now I'm going to start, I normally just start with the andesite and I completely fill it all in. Then I go back and cut out a bunch of random holes and add the rest of the texture. So first, let's completely fill in this shape with andesite. Alright, so I completely filled this in with andesite. So now, like I said, it's going to be similar to what we did for the garden area with the random pattern, except we're going to be using a lot more blocks. So I'll go ahead and start with the diorite to kind of add a little bit of a lighter color. So I'm just going to randomize this and yeah, have it however you want. I would say that's pretty good for that area. So we don't want too much diorite because the diorite is a lot lighter than all of the other colors we're going to be using. So we don't really want to overdo it to where it just looks like there's too much diorite. So as you can see, I'm not really putting that much. It's kind of just like a little extra highlight in the texture for the driveway and walkway, I guess. So I'm going to add a couple there. Maybe just like 2. Maybe we'll do like a little L shape there. 1 is there. Oh yeah, I want to know what I almost forgot. We won't add it because I didn't add it at the original build, but I could have added some cobblestone stairs and maybe some stone brick stairs to add a little extra texture and depth to the ground as well. That is up to you. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I guess I'll show you if you want to do that. I'm not going to do it because, like I said, I actually didn't do it at the original build. But another thing you could do is add some stone buttons on top of all of this when you add all the rest of the texture. That adds a little bit of extra texture as well. Alright, so real quick, I'll show you what I mean. So let's say if I grabbed some cobblestone stairs, we could maybe just have a hole like that. We can maybe put 2 here so it forms like an L shape. So that is up to you. If you want to do that, you could use these stone bricks as well. but like I said, I am not going to. So those holes I just cut out, let's just go ahead and start using the cobblestone now. We'll just fill those in. So the cobblestone, we can maybe just use a little bit more than the diorite. So I'm gonna go through and add a bunch of texture with this. And then we'll do the same thing with the stone bricks and the gravel. So I guess I'll hurry up, add all of the texture, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like after I get it all done. Alright guys, I just about have all of the texture that I want, so I'm finishing it up with the gravel. So I think that looks pretty good, so I'm gonna leave it like that. Like I said, you could add some buttons every once in a while to add more texture, and you could also add some cobblestone and stone brick stairs if you want as well. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it like that. And yeah, so I'm just gonna clear my inventory. We really don't need any of this other stuff. So now what I'm gonna do is do the flowers and stuff for the garden. Oh yeah, we actually do need these oak leaves. Let's grab those. And then I'm gonna cut out all of like this concrete that we have remaining here. And yeah, so the garden area, the oak leaves wrapped around the driveway, and then we'll head on to the backyard. So let's hurry up and get the front yard done. Alright guys, so I went ahead and grabbed some flowers, just like all of the biggest ones, and I got like my blue orchids, those are like my favorite, got some grass, so you could grab whichever ones you want. And you know what, let's grab some melons as well. I don't think I used melons at the other build, but I always think it's a really nice touch to the gardens. So where are they? Oh, right here. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do is use my oak leaves. And I'm gonna have a bush right here in between these windows. And you know what? I think that right there is pretty good. Something like that. Okay. Then over here, let's start using, we'll use the lilacs. We'll maybe have 3 of each of these bigger flowers. Try to even it out best you can. And we'll do one more like right... There might be too much over here. Let's move this one over like that. Maybe right here. Okay, I think that's good. And then the rose bush will push up. Okay. Then, let's go ahead and we'll use these smaller flowers. Maybe have a few more of these. Then I'll use the blue orchids. And then I'll switch to the melons. I'll maybe have one right there, one right here in the front, and then one right there. And that's about it. Then we'll fill in just some of the other patches with grass. I'm not going to fill in every single space. I think that's good. And we'll probably just leave it like that. Maybe we could have one more piece. You know what? Let's just fill in the rest of the spaces with grass, since there really aren't that many left. Alright, there is like 5 empty spaces, so that should be good. Maybe we could add one more little flower here. Okay, so how's that look? I think that looks pretty good. So that's going to be about it for the garden area. Maybe we could add one more layer on top of that bush. Maybe not. We'll leave it how it was. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is before we actually add our oak leaves around the pathway, I'm first going to grab some grass, and let me grab the oak leaves again because I ended up getting rid of them. And I want to first just delete this blue concrete that we don't need, and I'm going to replace it with the grass. So I'm just going to push it back until we're about halfway to the backside of the house. We don't want to delete all of it because we still have to add some other stuff back here. So I'm going to stop it just like right here on the edge, and I'm going to fill all of this in. Make sure to delete these 2 spaces as well. Alright, and then we got to delete all of this blue concrete as well. And I'm just gonna push this back to, I don't know, about right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch to my oak leaves, and I'll start over here on the left side of the garage door, and I'm just gonna go around the edge of these wood blocks here, so just like that. Then we're gonna go here, just go right around them. Don't fill in the corners like I did here. Just leave the corners empty. So like right here, instead of wrapping it around, just leave the corner completely empty. So just like how the wood is, we didn't fill in like these corners here, we left them empty. So just go right along the sides of all of the shapes. Then this side, we're gonna work our way back. Gonna wrap it around here. In this case, we are gonna be filling in the corner. Alright, and then we have a fence back here, and I believe I stopped the oak leaf right here from, or like at the corner of the building. Let's continue deleting the rest of this blue concrete here. And I'm gonna stop it right here for now. Alright, so there we go. Let's go to the front again, towards the garage door. And we're gonna wrap this around. Once again, you can fill in the corner now. And I'm gonna push this all the way back. Let me first delete the rest of this blue concrete. I'm gonna push it back until we're at the corner of the building again, right here. Okay, so now we just have a fence to add on top of that blue concrete. So actually no, it's gonna be one block in. The reason why I added this extra block here is for the like overhangs and the bushes. Okay. So there we go, the bushes are going to be stopped at the back corners of the house. So that is basically going to be everything for the front yard. So it looks like this. So yeah, now let's head back to the back. We're going to start doing the backyard. We're going to start with the fence first. And then we have a pool right there. I decided to add a trampoline, and then there's just like a little patio space, and that's about all there is to the backyard. So let's get to doing that. Alright guys, so I went ahead and grabbed some quartz slabs. This is what we're going to be using for the fence. So we're going to start here. I'll start at the left side, right here at the corner of the house. And we want to make sure we're on the top edge of the block. We're going to place 2 slabs like that, go up half a block and place another 2. And let's actually grab some full blocks of quartz as well to get it done faster. We're going to add 2 blocks like that, and then a slab on top of it. Then we just want to add 2 more slabs, half a block apart for each of them. Then add 2 full blocks of quartz and a slab on top of that. Then we just want more slabs again, and we're going to finish off this side with 2 more blocks and a slab. So we have 3 spaces where there's 2 slabs, and then 3 spaces where there's just 2 full blocks of quartz stacked up. Now we're going to turn and work our way to that corner over there. So we'll do 2, then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2, and then 1, and you just want to keep doing this pattern until you meet up with the corner of the plot size that you ended up shaping out, if you ended up doing it. So you just want to make sure you're lined up with the corner of the building here at this side. Okay, so right there, it's not going to be on top of the blue concrete, it's going to be 1 block in. Like I said, this is just here for the overhang and the bush. So it should be lined up with the pillar right there. Then we're going to turn it. We have 2, then 1, then 2, and 1 again. Just back and forth. And you should be left off with 2 blocks going in to the corner right there. Then let's continue adding the rest of the layers. So I'll probably just skip over this. It's going to be the same pattern that we did over there all the way throughout. Alright, and then we just have to add our other layer of slabs in between all of the spaces. And that'll be it for the fence. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of the blue concrete after I finish this, because we really don't have to worry about it anymore. That was just so we guaranteed that we stayed within the shape that we ended up putting down here. As you can see, the fence is right on top of the blue concrete, which is where it should be. So I'm going to grab my grass blocks, carve out any of the other blue concrete that I see. Fill it all in. So I'm just going to go around, do all of this. And yeah, we really don't have to worry about all of the blue concrete that's still remaining underneath the fence, since we really can't see that anyways. So I'm just going to do all of the spaces just right underneath, right here, that we could actually still see. And then right here along the edge, we can fill all of this in. And then we'll delete all of this, replace it with grass once again, and that'll be it for all of the blue concrete. So we could actually start doing all of the stuff within the backyard, and that'll be it for part 3. So then after we get this done, we'll be heading on it to the interior. So there we go, that is the backyard so far, with a nice, kind of looks like a little picket type fence. So there we go. Alright guys, I'm going to start by doing the pool. So I just grabbed some blocks of quartz, gray concrete, and buckets of water. So I'm going to start with the block of quartz. We want to make sure we're 2 spaces away from the house and 2 spaces away from the fence. So we're going to delete a block right here. So we have left 2 spaces here and 2 spaces here. Then I'm just going to bring this over to the left until we still have 2 spaces on this side. Then I'm going to delete all of this to form a rectangle, leaving 2 spaces back here. And remember, still 2 spaces here at the right. So we're just making a big rectangle like this. Then let's go ahead, fill all of this in with the blocks of quartz. Okay. Then we're going to have a little bit of a hot tub up here. So I'm going to place a 4x4 square right here in the corner like that. Just 1 block higher, so it's like off the ground. Okay. Let's delete this 1 layer of grass here and replace it with gray concrete. So it's just going to be a 1 block deep area, because it is still a hot tub. Doesn't need to be like 10 feet deep. That would be a really deep hot tub. And then right here, we'll cut down 3 spaces. So the pool is going to be 2 blocks deep. And the reason why we're cutting out 3 is because the bottom layer is going to be filled in with a layer of gray concrete. Now feel free to make this as deep as you want. It's all up to you. I know the regular like default flat world, I believe it could only go down this far. Then I think you're probably seeing bedrock right now. But yeah, if you customize your world to make it deeper, then feel free to maybe make this 1 or 2 blocks deeper, and that's all you really need. Alright, I think that's good. Then we got to delete all of this dirt and replace it with the blocks of quartz for the sides of the pool. Alright, and that is looking good. So now we're going to switch to our water buckets. We'll start with the hot tub, really easy. Boom, done. Then what I like to do is add a layer on top of the gray concrete first. Then I go back and just go around like the edge of the quartz and add the second layer. It's really easy. With the new update, the water all like evens out a lot easier than it used to. So there we go. It's already all done. I like how they added that. It makes it a lot easier to make the water the way that you want it. And it looks a lot nicer. The color that they added, like it used to be like a dark blue, and now it's kind of like an aqua, which makes it look really cool. Alright, so we have the pool done. So we just have to basically add some texture around the pool, which connects into the patio space that we're going to have. After we do that, we can have some lime and green terracotta for some strips of mowed grass. Then we have our trampoline on top of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to grab andesite, diorite, cobblestone, stone bricks, and gravel. So the same texture that we used at the front side of the house. So yeah, we'll start by doing the like texture around the pool and the patio space. Alright, so as you can see, we have the back door here. We want to make sure we're on the second block to the left side of it, so right here. we're going to cut out 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it kind of goes like towards the back. Then we're going to bring this in over here until we meet up with the pool. And then we just got to fill in all of, like, remember we left 2 spaces all the way around the edge of the pool. We're just going to delete all of those spaces of grass now, and that is going to be just a little pathway around the pool. You don't have to worry about getting underneath the fence. Alright, so as soon as you get over here, just make sure to leave it 2 extra blocks like that, and then you can curve it back in. So we made a rectangle 2 blocks wide all the way around the edge of the pool. And then all of this grass here we have to cut out because this is going to be the patio space, which has a table and a barbecue, or grill, my bad, like a little grill. And make sure to get underneath the doorway right here with the extra 4 spaces. I like to have half of the doorway with the exterior floors and the other half of the doorway with the interior floors because the walls are going to be double thick. So if I go up above, we can see the blue concrete. If I go up above, we just made a shape like that around the pool and added the patio space. So I'm going to fill all of this in with andesite first. I'm going to use a potion of swiftness. And we're going to fill all of this in, and we're just going to do the same thing that we did at the front side. So we're just going to add a bunch of texture in all of this after we get it all filled in with the andesite. So I really don't think I need to show that. I guess I'll just skip over it and show you what it looks like after I get it done. So it's going to be exactly the same way that we did the front. It's just like a little bit of a different shape. Alright, so as you can see real quick, this is what I filled in. And like I said, we're going to go back, cut out a bunch of random holes, and just add all of our other texture with the rest of the stone blocks. Alright guys, I just finished doing all of the texture around the pool and the patio space. And let's actually add a stone brick right there. And there we go, I think that looks pretty good. Did I add? I didn't add anything here. Alright, how's that? Maybe one more there? I guess I missed some spaces with the stone brick. But overall, that is kind of what it should be looking like. So like I said, the rest of this space is going to be filled in with stripped, like a stripped pattern between the lime and green terracotta. So we have lime and green terracotta. I'm going to delete all of this grass. So let's go ahead and do all of that. Let me grab my potion of swiftness. I'll just skip over this. No need for you to see me just cutting out all of the dirt. So just make sure you're within the fence line and just like wrap it around the edge of the house and stuff and around the patio space. Alright, so I cut out all of that dirt. So now what I'm going to do is use my lime and green terracotta. And I'm going to do it like in this direction, like back and forth. Here, let me get rid of my potion. So back and forth like this, not like that. So I'm going to start with the green or the lime. It's up to you. I'll start over here in this section and we'll place 2 side by side. Then we'll switch to the lime and place 2 side by side, and it's going to push back towards this side. Switch back to your green, and just keep doing this pattern until you have it all filled in. And as far as I remember, we're going to be left with just 1 strip for the last space, which is okay. So 2 spaces here, and then we're going to switch to our green, have 1 more row, and then I believe it's just 1 strip of lime after this. Yup, that's how it is, which is okay. Okay, so I have that all filled in. So that is going to be the little yard space with grass. And now I'm going to grab some cobblestone walls. I'll also get string. Then we need gray carpet, and feel free to use whatever color you want. I'm just going to use the cyan carpet. I believe that's what I used at the original build as well. Yeah. So we're going to use our cobblestone wall. I'll leave it maybe one here. So we left like one space around it. And then one here. So we left 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in between it. Or what we could do is possibly bring this in one space. So we left 2 spaces in between it. But that might be a little bit too small. So I'm going to leave it like this. So 4 spaces in between the walls. Then we'll skip over 3. We'll place 1, skip over another 3, and place 1 more. So we have 6 stone walls or cobblestone walls in total like that. You can then place a bunch of string in between those walls. And then you could use your cyan carpet or whichever color you decided to choose and just wrap it around the edge like this. Now, all of the space in the middle, we just have to add a bunch of string again. And then we're going to use our gray carpet for the space in the middle here. So this is the actual part that you like jump on. The blue carpet is like the plastic that kind of covers up the springs around the edge of the trampoline. So there we go. Looks like that. One of you guys, or a couple of you guys said you could put some slime blocks under here so that you could actually bounce. So if you actually want to be able to jump on it, feel free to put some slime blocks under it. But I want to make it look more realistic. So normally a trampoline doesn't have anything under it. But that is something you could do if you actually do want to bounce. Alright, so now I just want to do a table and a grill on top of the patio space. And then that'll be it for part 3. So I'm going to grab some full blocks of cobblestone. Then we need cobblestone stairs, then cobblestone slabs, iron trap doors. We need a cobblestone wall again, and then some furnaces. And if you wanted to, oh wait, no, that's it. I was gonna say if you wanted to, you could use some powered rails, but we're gonna be covering up the furnaces with iron trap doors, so we're not gonna be using those. All right, so I'm gonna go over here. In between the 6 spaces that we have, we're going to place 2 full blocks of cobblestone. I'm going to place a stair like this, and then I'm going to curve the second one like that. So we're going to place it like that, and then we're going to curve it in right there. You can switch to your furnaces, place 2. Switch to your slabs, place 2 above, like on the top of the furnaces. Switch to your cobblestone walls, you could place maybe just 1 right there. So that could be like the ventilation from the grill area. Then we're going to place iron trap doors on top of the furnaces like that. So it looks like the lid to the grill. Okay. Then I'm going to have a small table over here. So maybe just some blocks of quartz. Or you know what? We'll use white concrete. And then quartz stairs. So I'll maybe place 4 right here. So we'll have 2 spaces on this side, 2 spaces on this side. And we're lined up with the edge of the building right there. And then I'm just going to wrap around some quartz stairs like this on each corner of the table. To add a little extra detail, we could put a flower pot and maybe a fern. And then we'll grab some weighted pressure plates as well to act as plates. So we'll put a fern right there, maybe just a weighted pressure plate like that. And we could put a flower pot here to act as just like a little cup, or maybe, you know, you're using your spatula to flip like some burgers or something. You could just put it straight back in here instead of like setting it on top of the grill. So yeah, I think that is everything. So this is what the backyard is looking like. And then we go back up. Man, can you run? You see how it does that, guys? And then this is the front. Here, let me show you. Like, for some reason, my game just randomly, like, decides to, like, stop running. And it, like, jitters all over the place. It's really weird. I don't know. Anyways, that is going to be everything for part 3. So in part 4, we'll be heading on to the interior. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for part 3 on how to build this modern house. And if this helps you, be sure to please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in part 4. Later. I'm alone, I'm a broken home, I gave you all
all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us?